everyone, welcome back. Was able to get out and do some lingcod fishing here in Puget Sound this week. Season opened up May 1st. So this beautiful animal right here is a lingcod. Today I was able to get out for 2 days and fish, and daily limit is 1 here. I was able to get 2 fish in. So today I'm gonna show you how to clean and fillet this particular one, and later on we'll do a video on making homemade fish and chips, because that's how we enjoy having these. But in the meantime, let's get started here. Okay, the first thing we're going to do is we are going to locate the anus. We're going to slice all the way up between the fins, all the way up to the fish's throat. So we're going to go ahead and just slide the knife in there, make a nice slit. There's going to be a little bit of a bony plate right there. Get right through that and get it all the way up there. All right. So from here, we're going to open the lingcod up. And you want to be really careful with this, because these things got some pretty good spikes in here. There's a bony plate that runs right around the gills, so we're going to get underneath that. And start opening that up. It might be a little easier. There we go. Just kind of get through there. They got some pretty tough fins, so you want to work your way around. You'll feel the bones. You want to work your way around them. These little bony plates that are in here. There we go. Just open that up, come right on around here. Okay, and flip it over, do the other side, work kind of slow. You don't want to waste a lot of the meat, so. You can kind of see, you can feel it when you're skinning these. There's a heavy bony plate back here across the gills, so it's got a pretty deep one. So you can see kind of the crease line right here. You kind of want to, that's what I'm following. And then just kind of break the, we're going to separate the head from the fillet. Yeah. So here we go. Just fine. All of these broke loose. All right. That broke loose the rest of the way. Get the guts out of there. these fish have a really big gullet area in the front, so you might need to get in there and pull it out with a knife. But that's what we're left with there. So from here, this is typically we would do this in the field, gut it and then kind of clean it up on the boat, get rid of all of this stuff here. But we usually leave the head on. I'm going to go ahead and pull the head off, which is, these got a pretty tough spine on them. So, do I want to, yeah, we'll get the head off. It makes it easier to see what we're doing here. All right. Okay, maybe not. So, we're just going to continue on here. So, from here, we're going to rotate the knife. You'll locate the spine. It's running right through here. And what we're going to do is bring the knife around flat, right along the spine right here. And we're going to start. We're going to run the knife right across the spine in between, and we're separating the rib bones from the spine and working right down the length of the fish. In fact, I'm going to, because this thing is moving around a little bit too much, we're going to throw it on the mat here so we're not moving as much. There we go. Okay, let's get that part detached, because that is, there we go. That's the way it's supposed to look. I'm going to follow the spine right all the way down. Get here to the tail, dip it up, and there is 1/2. Same thing on this side. Locate that spine, your rib bones, there we go. Come right down here. All the way down. Getting a little bit high there. Okay. I lifted a little bit down here on this end, so we're just going to come back in here and we're going to, because we don't want to waste that. Take that off. There we go. That was actually a horrible fillet. There, I left a lot of meat on here. That's okay. We can go back and trim it up. Then you can broil it up or whatever and make little sandwich meat or stuff out of it. A lot of people also, the cheeks on up here, they like, there's a lot of meat still left inside the head right here. So a lot of people will come back in here and clean that out. And the cheek meat, you can pull all this stuff out and spend a little bit of time cleaning it up, getting this cheek meat out of here. If you have a lot of lingcod, you can, this cheek meat and all these trimmings and everything make pretty good fish tacos. So you can trim all that stuff out. Yeah, I did a better job filleting that side, so On the bigger ones, it's often worth it going back in here to get this cheek meat out. Sometimes this one is still a little on the small side, so it might not be worth taking it all out. Okay, gotta get under that bone there. There we go. There we go. Okay, and then the rest of this, this will get bagged up, and we use it for crab bait later on when crab season starts. So none of it goes to waste. So from here, we'll take this stuff over here. We'll take this one here. Get this carcass off out of here so we can work. So from here, some people will cut this off, and you can just, you'll feel the bone up in here, and you can just trim around it. I tend to leave these on. I tend to leave the skin on also until after I cook them, but we'll get that off of there just to show you how to do it. A little bit of trim there, trim that up, trim this up here a little bit. And there's a piece of bone right there that I missed. There we go. Put that in there. Do the same thing over here. Okay. Get rid of that. Okay, now what we're going to do is go ahead and we want to clean all this stuff off. I usually just, I'll leave the pin bones and the rib bones until after I cook it. It's just easier to pull it out. I go to make, deep fry them and stuff like that to make fish and chips, and then I can pull them out a lot easier then. Otherwise, you can go right underneath the rib bone there and separate it out with your fillet knife. We're going to come through here, clean all of this big blood vessel out of here. This one looks pretty good. In fact, we'll slide that one up there. Get all of this out of there. Okay. Just for the sake of doing it, I will show you how to de-rib these. If you want to do, so you can come back here and you just find where the rib bones are at and slide your fillet knife in there. You can also do this instead of separating the rib bones from the spine. You can come in here, starting at the backbone and working in, and then just laying the skin over. It's one technique of doing it. But basically, we're going to go in here and we'll sit the, I got to get the front end opened up. There we go. And then you can lay the fillet knife right between the rib bone and the meat and just slide it right along. And pull the ribs right off. There we go. There we go. And they'll, got two more back in here. There we go. All right, now they're off. Okay, might as well show you how to skin them also. So come back through here. These fish have really, really tough skin, so you can peel it back, get a good smooth layer going, which I got to get around the gill area here. Get out of here, fly. That's my fish. Okay. Okay. So basically what I'm doing here is I'm cleaning up between the flesh and the skin, the meat and the skin, trying to get it back to a nice even line. It might actually be easier just to work it from the back. Just come in here between the, and I'll show you how. There we go. Yeah. Okay, so once you get a little bit of a good spot right there, this is actually going to be a little difficult without a, here we go. Just came right off. Well, I'm not going to worry about it. I'm fighting with this thing a little bit today. So the skin part, I'm just going to leave it on there because it's pretty easy to take it off once you go ahead and start. You cook it for a little bit, and then you can peel it right off if you're going to bake it or anything like that. I'll spend some time once I fillet it or prep it for beer batter and stuff like that. I can go back and trim it off there. See, of course, that side's going to come off really easy. So from here, let's clean this up a little bit, and from this point where it's prepped for vacuum seal, this is where, at this point, where I would vacuum seal it and then freeze it for later use, whatever we're going to do with it. So that's pretty much how I clean the Lingcod. You can see there's, even on this one here, there's quite fat sections left in here. They make good good breaded cod for dinner. So I hope this was a help for you, and the more you do this, obviously the easier it gets. This is the first two that I've done this season. I'm a little rusty at it, so I do apologize. I butchered this a little bit, but you'll get the idea. And you can always go back and clean stuff up and reuse everything. Spend a little bit of time cleaning it. This, like we said, this all this trim stuff right here, you can shred it up, combine it together, makes good fish tacos or fish sandwiches, something along those lines. Do pretty much whatever you want with it. So aside from that, we'll wrap it up here. Everyone have a great day, and thanks for tuning in. Thank you much.